Welcome into the SnapCor interview series. Today we are joined by Michael Purcell, the president of RPO and the founder of SnapCor, to learn more about the issues that he's noticed in the NYC permitting landscape and what he did to fix it with his team over at RPO. Welcome in, Michael.
Hi, Jack. Thanks. Good to be here.
Now, Michael, your team at RPO has helped hundreds of clients throughout New York City navigate that complex permitting landscape within New York City. Was there maybe an aha moment that arose that made you think there has to be a better way to deal with this?
Well, I think after doing this for a number of years and dealing with the frustration of keeping the abundant amount of information that's required organized well and accessible, it just became a frustration over time. So it almost became essential to come up with a better way to organize information, structure projects in order to gain some efficiency.
When it came to the tools and systems you guys were using before SnapCor, what were those experiences like?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that we were using the typical legacy systems that people are probably still using in many cases today. It's fine, but there are a lot of things that are bifurcated and there's a lot of struggle in trying to mesh the information from one place to another. And it was a frustration. So, I think that going from all the ordinary systems that people use into a customized system specifically for this industry was a real luxury and a welcome change for not only me, but my entire team. And also my clients, because the clients really noticed a difference in the ability to get them information quickly and present information in a very organized and well-formatted way.
And I feel like we're still seeing a lot of companies still utilize these legacy systems, whether it's Excel, Microsoft Office, or even some other systems that are out there. Do you know if there's maybe any reason why people aren't looking to move away from those systems?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of it just has to do with comfort. These are systems that people have been using for years and years. They know how to use them. They're comfortable with them. They're willing to put up with the struggle to go here, there, and everywhere to get information. That's part of their daily routine. They're used to it. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that people don't know that there are better solutions out there like SnapCor.
And then when it comes to New York City with the approvals, the permits, and the whole sign-off process, obviously there's a lot of stakeholders involved, whether that's the general contractor, the building owner, the expeditor, the architect. How does SnapCor handle all of that in one system without getting overly complex?
Well, it is complex. It's designed in a way to manage all this information. However, it's not complex to use. It is taking this information and it is fantastic for all the people that you mentioned, property managers, contractors, architects, engineers, building owners, because it creates a platform where everybody can land and share information in a cohesive way. And this makes it very unique, particularly in the New York City landscape. And it brings efficiencies that people did not expect. So it's taking information from a variety of different places and making it useful to the users here in New York. So it's complicated in the fact that it's powerful, but it's wonderful because you don't have to always query information. It's presented to you. It's very easy to use.
Well, that's awesome to hear. And then I guess my next question would be, when it comes to a general contractor and then, as you mentioned, property manager, obviously there's a lot of information that they both want to see, but their workflows can be entirely different. So how does SnapCor allow that to be able to be adaptable to these different kind of companies?
Yeah, that's a great question. This is something that we have been developing over years, and we understand that the different needs of different users. But at the root of it, the information is generally the same. People want to know when they have violations. They want to know when there's changes in the status of their applications or their permits. They want to be able to sort and find information, expirations. They want this information. They want this data before a bad event happens. So although people are using the information and they're coming at it from different angles, they want the same information. To answer your question more specifically, though, SnapCor is somewhat adaptable so that users can set up information in a way that's most useful to them.
And then when it comes to just all technology nowadays, obviously AI, the big buzzword, is there maybe any AI within SnapCor?
Definitely. AI is something that is, the wave of the present. It's here. And we use AI in non-essential functions. So if people need information about how to use SnapCor, it's a great way to organize all of that. Until AI becomes better and more reliable with actual data standards and codes, we're hard coding everything in so that we know exactly what's being presented and we know that it's correct. So for the time being, AI has a very important place. It'll probably change over time, but we want to make sure that everything is being presented in an accurate, known way. So that's how we're handling that.
And then I know you've also touched on the automation. So when it comes to automation within SnapCor, it's clearly not AI driven, and maybe there's a little bit mixed in.
Yeah.
But how are you guys utilizing that automation within SnapCor then?
Yeah, so we're accessing data that's provided by the city, and we're putting it basically where it belongs, so that it's most usable and efficient for our clients, and for our business, our core business here at RPO. So we are taking data rather than having to query it on a daily basis. It's basically delivered to you, and it's structured in a way that's easy to find, in a manner that's easy to view. It's understandable without having to click through 100 times. I don't know if anybody has used DOB now, but awesome in concept. The user interface needs a lot of help, and it also, the reliability issues with that, but that's a whole other conversation. We could talk a lot about that. But we have structured data in a way that makes it easy for people to access, create reports, look back on, update their notes about it, really to manage projects, whether you're a project manager for a consulting firm or you're a project manager for a property manager, or whether you are a construction professional. It's all in there, all the data is there, and you can make notations in the way that makes the most sense to you. So that's how that works for now.
Yeah, so it really seems like you're helping eliminate that headache of having to go through DOB Now and some of these other portals just to find a couple bits and pieces of information that can be very crucial for a project success.
Yeah, for sure. We're aggregating all the data. We're doing it project by project. It could be done address by address. We're aggregating everything together so you don't have to individually query Biz, DOB Now, other systems, HPD, and so forth. So we're trying to get all the information that a construction professional would need, or a property manager, right into a project or an address, aggregated, so it's all there and you don't have to look at things in bits and pieces.
Okay, and it really seems like you guys are focusing on a very specific problem within the construction industry of just the overly complex permitting landscape. But can you see maybe SnapCor branching out into other areas as well?
Yeah, I mean, at its core, it's really a project management system. It happens to be built for the New York City construction, real estate development, and property management landscape. But it is a property management, really a project management system that brings in all the key elements that are needed for these professions.
Okay, and then when it comes to just the overall usability of SnapCor, and maybe anybody who is interested in potentially using SnapCor, what would you want them to walk away with knowing about SnapCor?
Well, I want them to know that it's very reliable, which I think is a key aspect, because the systems that the city are providing right now have a lot of downtime. SnapCor does not. It's hosted on Amazon Web Service. The reliability is excellent. It's aggregating data that they need in a manner that makes sense. It does have some AI built into it. It's got a lot of reporting functions, and there's customizability in the fact that you can create your own checklist for a variety of different purposes, and based on your specific industry. So we think that these are really good features. Our clients think these are great features, and we think that once people see SnapCor and get to use it, there's really no going back.
Yeah, and I actually just have one more quick question. So you mentioned the use of checklists. I know a lot of people have a lot of different terms and different pictures in their mind when it comes to a checklist. So when SnapCor does produce this checklist, what exactly is it helping you cover?
Well, it's helping you cover process and I would say just mainly process, right? You want to make sure that you don't skip a step, that you don't miss anything that's needed. There's a lot of automation in the base version of SnapCor that if you're doing a certain type of job, it'll automatically, because it's hard-coded to bring in requirements so that things aren't overlooked. If you're creating your own checklist, you can do it in a manner that's suitable to you. Checklists are essential for effective project management, but also for transparency. If somebody else is looking to see the progress, the way that checklists are set up in SnapCor, you can actually put progress notes in it, which is a running history of the what's transpired about a particular item that needs to be addressed or an action that needs to be addressed. You can see it through to completion. Everybody can see it through to completion together, sharing the same information on the same platform, seeing if there's a hiccup, and working together to achieve success.
So it really seems like SnapCor is a tool that can be used by everyone in the industry that is managing a small construction project, or it could even be a massive new skyscraper that's being put up in New York City, and really help boost the overall efficiency when it comes to that project. And if you guys would like to learn a little bit more about SnapCor, feel free to go to SnapCor's website, which we'll link down below, and maybe request a demo as well if you want to see exactly how the software can be used within your company to boost your team's efficiency. And thank you for joining us, Michael.
All right, thank you, Jack. It's been great.